class shirts or by colors. Okay, my goal today, I want to do basically 3 problems today. One of each type that you're going to have. I did 2 problems yesterday. We have a new one today that I want to make sure that you know how to do. It's based on all the stuff we're talking about on renter's rule, mortgage, and banker's rule. So I'm going to do one of each type today, and I'm going to leave them on the board so you can kind of use them to help you with your homework. Homework will be due on Thursday this week. You'll probably get it done in class. You guys typically always do. But let's do the first one here. Let me know if you guys can't see it. I don't know how the glare works over there. All right, so first example, we're going to do the renter's rule. So renter's rule. Okay, so let's say you get paid monthly. And the month that you're getting paid here, let's say you're getting $1,365 a month. You're getting paid monthly. They will tell you that. I'll have that chart. I'll put that chart up on the board when you guys are kind of working today. So I might have to put another problem. Maybe I'll put a problem in the back. Or I'll put the chart on the back. But you're getting paid monthly. That means what you need to do first is calculate what your yearly salary is. That's what you should do first. I always want to know, what do I get paid per year? So what I'm going to do here is the $1,365. I'm going to take that times 12. 12 months of a year, right? Apologies. All right, so $1,365. We're going to take it times 12. We're getting $16,380. Okay, now that's what I'm making per year. What the question asks for is, what should your rent be? That means you got to figure out what your 1 week salary should be. If you're getting paid 16 grand a year, take that number, your yearly salary, and always divide it by 52. That's how many weeks are in a year. So if I divide by 52, here's what we have. If I divide by 52, I have $315. This is the number that they're looking for. Now, here's the weird part. I did a couple problems out of your textbook already, kind of looking at what the problems were, what I was going to assign. I checked the back of the book on your textbook because I know they have some odds in the back. I can tell you right now, whoever the author was did get a couple of them wrong. I could tell right away. Like the number was too high or it was too low. It's 1 week salary. I don't know what number they were coming up with. I don't know where they got that magical number. You have to calculate your yearly salary and then always divide by 52. That's like the rule that they always teach you, no matter what. The problem is you got to pay attention to what they're giving you. They pay you per month. They pay you per every 2 weeks, like bi-weekly. You have to kind of look at what they're giving you. But there was a couple that in the book I looked at, they had the wrong answer. And I don't know if it was just an author, it was a misprint. They were close, but it wasn't the exact number. Okay, are we good with that first one?
Yes.
Okay, second problem today, the banker's rule. So, banker's rule. This is now the one where they're going to give you a loan. Give you a loan for a mortgage on a house, to buy an actual house. Not rent, but to buy. So whatever your yearly salary is. Okay, so let's say you're getting paid $25 per hour. Okay, I'm just going to put like that. And I want to know, and notice I didn't tell you, you're getting paid per month or anything. I just know what you're making per hour. I want to know what kind of a home you can afford. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to figure out my yearly salary. Okay? A typical yearly salary, the ones we've done previously. So to figure out what my yearly salary is, what we talked about previously was, you take 25, you figure out what you make per week. So I take it times 40-hour work week. And then I'm going to take it times 50, assuming that you get 2 weeks vacation. That's what the book always typically does. That's what they give you, what you make per year. So 50 times 40 times the 25, 50 times 40 times 25. I'm getting paid $50,000 a year. That's roughly what I'm making. Okay. 20 times 40 times 25, right? Now, that's my yearly salary. That's if they give me per hour. Now, if they told me paid monthly, just figure out what your salary is. Now, the rule is, to figure out what your mortgage should be, what you need to do is take your number and you take it times 2.5. That's the banker's rule. If you take it times 2.5, that's the number you should be able to afford for a mortgage, or what they'll give you a loan for. So if I take that times 2.5, I'm looking at $125,000. That's the type of house I can afford. That's my mortgage that they'll give me a loan for. Questions on that? I got a test that's actually pretty accurate, that number. Because when I was buying my house the first time, they were looking at numbers very similar to that, because at the time, that's roughly what I was making here at Garner, and so they did give me approved for a loan about that amount. I didn't use it, clearly. I didn't use even half of that when I bought my home here in Garner, but it was just something like, that was something I realistically had to deal with. Like, that was something that they kind of told me the number, and I kind of knew the math in the back of my head, so I understood where they're coming up with that number. Okay, questions on these two rules? I think they're pretty straightforward, right? The last question is really different. This is something that I've been kind of leading up to. What we're going to talk about, and this is the same section, it's section 1.1. It's now, instead of just, figuring out what you can pay per rent, or what they'll give you a loan for a mortgage if you're going to buy a home, it's what would your actual mortgage be if you put a down payment on a home. And I talked about a down payment the other day. Down payment is where you make like your original payment to the bank, like a first payment, in case that maybe the house is out of your price range. You can put a huge down payment on the home if you have some money saved up, and that might drive this mortgage down a little bit, and now the bank will actually approve you for it. Like, you can get back into that price range that you want. So here's the example. Let's say, so again, this is based on a mortgage. That's mortgage is a term that they use for banks. That's the loan that you take out to buy a home. It's not just a simple loan or a compound loan. That would be like something like a student loan. Mortgage, the actual loan for a house. So let's say the house itself was $115,000. Let's say that's the home that you're looking at buying. The bank might require you to put a down payment. Okay, think about that. Some banks require it. It's not an option. You have to do it. So maybe they require you to put a 10% down payment. 10% down payment. And then the trick is, what I want to know is, what would your actual loan be? Okay? So what is the mortgage you're actually going to take out? Because you're not going to actually take out all the $115,000. You have to put a down payment, so that'll significantly drop your number, and then I can tell you how much your actual mortgage is, what you're going to actually put, and then we can run through the numbers of like what you pay per month, how many years, what the taxes would be, all that good stuff. But a 10% down payment, here's what you do. Take your $115,000 home, and you're going to take it times 0.10. That's 10% written as a decimal. I'm moving the decimal back 2 spots, whatever that percent is. Even if it's like 7% or 9%, I've seen that before, you just move the decimal back 2 spots, so it'd be 0.09. In my case, it's 0.10. You multiply these numbers together, and the number it's telling you on the screen is, it's telling you, let's see, it should tell you 11,500. So 115,000, there's 0.10, and yeah, you get 11,500. Now, what that means, that's the payment you have to make for them to even give you your loan. If you don't have 11,000, they may deny you that loan. That's a lot of cash. Think about that. You have to put a down payment, and that's a 10%. Not even a 20, not even a 15. Some banks require 30% down payment. That's crazy. That's crazy numbers. But you're making a 11,000 down payment. That means when you actually subtract, you're taking your $115,000 home, you're going to subtract what you just made for a down payment. This is what the actual mortgage is going to be on the home that you're buying. So your actual home that you're actually getting the loan for would be $103,500. You're not gonna take it out for the whole 115, you subtracted 11,500 off. Does that make sense where that 103 is coming off? Maybe that's in your price range, maybe you can afford that loan now. Or maybe that's what you're pre-approved for, so you had to make the down payment to get to that loan, to get to that price. Again, depends on the home, depends on, the bank itself. They could require a bunch of different numbers. Questions at all about my 3 types of problems? Now, obviously, as you can tell, we're starting to build up. One of the next things we're going to talk about is, okay, what would your monthly payments be on a home like that? What's the weird formula they're using? How are they coming up with that? Because it's crazy when you start looking at numbers. Business loans or student loans, they all use kind of the same math. So that's what we're going to be talking about the next couple of days and years, something more practical use for you guys, something that you actually have to think about. Okay? All right. Homework's on the board over here. It's page 82, page 84, and 87. Notice the problems. I have very specific problems I picked. It's not just 1 through whatever. Very specific problems, you get some practice. Okay? That's due by Thursday. You'll probably get it done before you leave. I'm going to put up the chart up here in the back of basic stuff for like monthly, bi-monthly, bi-weekly, that type of thing. Because I know on that first assignment you're going to probably need that chart.